Genius, okay? No wife, no job, just pure football knowledge.
The Fantasy Lounge, coming straight from the corner of 33rd and Emerald, talking about the greatest fantasy football league ever made.
All of a sudden, this guy comes out of nowhere, scores 4 touchdowns, gains 200 yards, drops a 40-burger on it.
It's the sold out of TD's league. 12 degenerates from Oak Lawn compete for more than just bragging rights.
Did you lose? Just shut your mouth. Every year I set this league up. Every year I hear believe. This was the year.
Who's going to be the teams? Who's going to win it all? Find out on the Fantasy Lounge.
I don't know you trade Fred. Priority. Been months. Come on, it's not fair.
Talk to the commissioner.
Look, Andre, I approve this trade. I think you're going to have to take care of yourself.
Here are your hosts, Randy Hansen and Mike Trotta.
And we are live in the Fantasy Lounge. As always, Mikey Mack on the mic. To the left, the Commissioner Randy Hansen. It's a very special Fantasy Lounge as we are coming from you live from the new digs on 92nd and Nashville. Randy, how's it feel?
You know, it's great. This can be our permanent location going forward. You know, moving up in the world. You know, we started 2 years ago, this fantasy podcast, slash video cast, you would say.
Yeah.
And we've really grown to bigger horizons and bigger areas. You know what I mean? The league's moving up.
I think we're going to put together more quality shows for you. You know, we've been on like a 3-week hiatus, but there's been a lot of things going on in the move. Just figuring out, but it looks like we're back on track.
Friendships were lost and started over again.
That's very true.
There's a lot of love lost, you know what I mean?
It's been a hostile hostile hiatus for us. There's been a lot of back and forth bickering between the league members, and we're gonna get into that. But first, what a wild week 6 in fantasy for the sold out touchdown league.
Absolutely insane. First off, let's just throw this out here. Wasim is on an 18-game winning streak.
18-game win streak.
18 games.
Unreal.
I think that's one of the hardest feats in fantasy history.
Probably the biggest accomplishment our league has ever seen.
Absolutely. I think that's a harder let's put this out there. I think that's a harder accomplishment than winning back-to-back championships.
I agree, 100%. 100%. I mean, you could win. You could make the playoffs 7-6 and get hot and win a championship. You know, and you could maybe do that a second time. To win 18 straight in a row. Like, when's the last time you lost? I can't even remember. Week 4 for
Week 4 last year.
Last year. Think about that. It's been over a year.
The thing that drives me nuts the most is you talk to him, he's like, I just got in the habit, I just don't even look at my phone, I just check and I've won.
Wow, it's just automatic at this point.
Like, I can't even be there. You could put me in a league with 12 other idiots, and I could draft 13 for them and then draft mine, and I can't win 18 in a row.
It's almost impossible, unfathomable to think about. Now, coming from extreme highs, extreme lows. How about arguably one of the worst beats I've ever witnessed in fantasy in week 6? Laith Jabra losing to McCarthy by .03.
Ouch. You call, like, when you just call him and you just ask him, hey, Laith, checking in. You know the commission, he checks in on the guys during the week. I say, hey, Laith, how you doing? And I could just hear the anguish and pretty much just the ultimate letdown in his voice. But at the end of the day, that's fantasy football.
You know what it was? I was watching that game, and John Brown made about 3 straight catches in the 4th quarter on the exact
straight out route.
Same play. And I was just like, what? Is this really happening? And then David Johnson goes off for like a 35, and I'm like, is this really happening right now? I almost could not believe it. I couldn't believe it because, you know, I have my own vested interest in that game as well. And moving on, a first for a couple fantasy or a couple sold out touchdown league members. Gallagher gets his first loss, and Dave Steuben on the board with his first win in week 6.
What do you want to talk about? You know, you beat Gallagher, so you can talk.
Let's get into it a little bit. You know, the Kenny Britt start. I mean, is that one of the best starts in the league so far?
Love me some Kenny Britt.
I was going nuts at Andy's house watching Kenny Britt just tear up the Lions. Great start by me. Mariota had another big game, another good start by me. And, you know, Brandon Marshall. I was up 13.2 going into Monday night. Brandon Marshall puts up a 10 at halftime. Not feeling too good about myself. And what do you know? He gets the goose in the second half and propels me to a dub.
Now let's talk about. Well, first off, when you're watching Gallagher's team, McCoy's going off, right? They rushed for 300 something yards. 303.
Very upset about that.
So McCoy's going off. Gallagher's been talking a lot of heat in this league. A lot of heat. He's really feeling himself. You know what I mean? So for me to watch you beat him was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, he's been on his high horse a little bit.
Yeah. He's been riding high. But wouldn't you think that you would back up your main stud with his handcuff?
With Mike Gillisley.
Yeah. Wouldn't you think? Wouldn't you reach out and get him? And then he clears waivers. Even after, you remember McCoy, we all thought he hurt his knee, came back, he was fine, but it was a scare, and that showed you how close it was to right there. And then what happens this week? He's not playing.
Yeah, you didn't pick him up. Interesting move by
this guy.
This guy right here.
Coming for you. Gallagher's number 1, and Sola Jerusalem's Division 2.0. So I'm coming for him, biting at the heels.
We can touch a little bit on Steuben's stuff.
Yeah, let's talk about Dave. Dave won. Rosberg got hurt. Dave got his first win. And whatever. Congratulations, Dave.
Lamar Miller finally popped off. Good for Dave. It's good. It's nice when everybody gets a dub in the league.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep. You know what I mean?
No.
It's a little karma,
Yeah, you guys have been having little tiffs lately, and I'm glad to see Dave.
We let him play for free. Might as well give him a win once in a while.
Might as well give him a win. And you know what? Dave playing Waldo this week. Hoyer gets hurt. Back-to-back weeks he's playing someone that had a bad QB, get hurt. Tough. Now, we have been gone for 3 whole weeks, and so we're going to do a little segment that I like to call... Yeah! It's to you! Little Kelly Clarkson, since you've been gone, right? People have been missing the Fantasy Lounge, and we're back. We're no longer on hiatus, but there's been a lot happening. Not only just in the league, but also in the NFL. And so let's just break down some of the interesting things over the past 3 weeks since we've been gone, right? I want to first start off a little bit with how about the Dallas rookies? Not only is the Cowboys 5-1 impressive, but Dak Prescott and Ezekiel Elliott showing me something. Dak Prescott, number 9 quarterback in fantasy. Ezekiel Elliott, I believe, is number 4. Granted, he has a lot more carries than a lot of running backs, but the 4th best running back. These are 2 rookies.
He's going to rush for well over 1,000, well over 1,500.
1,500. He's going to get to that. Very impressive.
That's the thing with Dallas' O-line. Once you get a good running back behind it, guy's going to pop off. The main thing for me that showed me a lot is Dak. Dak is killing. He's a rookie, and he's not making rookie mistakes. That's the main thing that's keeping him in these games.
I mean, he's been Cole Beasley, Terrence Williams, possible plays in fantasy. Like, that's how good he's been. And obviously, Witten's been solid. I mean, he's done a lot, and he's smart. He looks like he knows what he's doing back there.
The only thing that scares me about them, too, is, like, Jerry Jones, just stay out of the way. Don't be telling me putting in Tony Romo. Go with the hot hand, all right? What happened when back in the day Drew Bledsoe got hurt? Can't compare him whatsoever. But it's the same situation.
Similar situation. And what about Belichick though?
He went with a hot hand.
And now they got 4 rings.
Not saying it, but anything's possible. You know what I mean? Sure. You don't want to mess with that flow. I can see Jerry Jones going, "Oh, we got to give Tony." Unless Dak has a colossal collapse.
It's a tongue twister right now.
Little sideways there.
Yeah.
Unless he does something super drastic, where he has one of those what would you call it? Like a Fitzpatrick game, like a 7 interception game. You can't put Tony Romo because he's garbage.
Yeah.
So I'm going with Dak. Let's move on to something else.
How about the fantasy value from the best offense in the league, the Atlanta Falcons? 2 running backs top 10 in fantasy. Tevin Coleman, who actually has more points than Devontae Freeman. It's impressive to have 2 of the running backs on the same team top 10 in fantasy.
I'm kicking myself because I dropped Tevin Coleman. I pulled the same thing that happened to me last year when I picked up Devontae Freeman from when Andy dropped him. It gave me a good year. I dropped Tevin Coleman for my quarterback I'm about to start for the remainder of the season probably. Andy effing Dalton. But the main thing is they're both great. And they spread the ball a lot. The main thing is they're getting out of the backfield, getting them in space, and they're creating opportunities for them.
Exactly. It's like Matt Ryan's not forcing as much as he did last year. Very impressive, right? Now, another little trend that I've noticed is a little wide receiver shakeup. the big names that we expected to are still there, but there's also some newcomers that didn't really have a great year last year that are in the top 12 fantasy receivers. T.Y. Hilton, guess what T.Y. is right now?
Probably top 10.
I believe number 4, the 4th best fantasy receiver.
Interesting.
Who would have thought that, right? Also, you're getting great production on a throw prior. Someone that went undrafted in our league, which is, again, been great. I had him, I dropped him. Marvin Jones has been great. I mean, he's had that big game, but he's been steady. 10, 12s every week, and then obviously that huge game. And then also Michael Crabtree, number 11.
The resurgence of Crabtree.
Him and Cooper are top 12. And just to see some different names in that top 12 echelon of talent has been impressive to me.
Absolutely. Main thing for me is Marvin Jones. What a steal. I did not think. I thought he was more of a big boom or bust kind of player, and he's just being that fantasy stud where you a must start for the remainder of the year. That goes without question. But that guy you can count on to get you 15 points at least a week.
Yeah, very true. All right, we're at the halfway point of basically fantasy league, right? Going into the playoffs.
Week 7, week 8 would be. So we're right there. We're on the cusp.
We're on the cusp.
And the playoff picture is starting to be drawn right now. Starting
to be shaped up a little bit. And every year there's always the disappointments. And so this next segment is called, a little welfare warriors. And basically we're highlighting just the biggest bums at each position that have really cost fantasy managers this year. Okay.
This goes. I would say this goes without injuries because injuries happen.
Injuries happen. We're not factoring in injuries. For the most part, people have been relatively healthy that are on our list.
Okay.
Now, let's start at the quarterback position because we all know the quarterback position. If your quarterback is strong, there's a great chance your team's going to follow suit. Now, I can't say the same thing about the Houston Texans, and I'm talking about you, Brock Osweiler. Not only have you made DeAndre Hopkins the 22nd best fantasy receiver, you are single-handedly ruining the Houston Texans offense. You're not making the proper reads. You're forcing balls in there. 8 touchdowns to 8 interceptions. That's not going to get the job done. People expected you to come in and make and to pick up where Brian Hoyer left off. And let me be honest with you, Brian Hoyer, I'll take Brian Hoyer any day, a healthy Brian Hoyer over Brock Osweiler. Under 60% completion percentage. He has been an absolute catastrophic bum for the Houston Texans.
Did Denver get the better deal out of that?
I think so. Is Trevor Siemian better? I don't know.
Well, they got Trevor Siemian and the other guy, Paxton Lynch.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
And you're not paying the man $72 million or whatever the hell they're paying him.
Brock Osweiler's 6'8" and just an idiot. Is he like the 6'8" Jay Cutler?
I don't know. He's got no touch on the ball either. He can't throw a deep ball to save his life. He can't throw a fade route.
I just don't know what their offense is when I look at it. There's no flow. Let me give you my guy. This guy single-handedly won me a lot of money last year, but he's like the quintessential fantasy football quarterback, and that's Blake Bortles. This dude, I just don't get him. He has all the weapons. This team should be better. At the beginning of the season, they were talking about the Jaguars possibly being in the mix for the playoffs. They're still the Jacksonville Jaguars. What is it like? I think it was something like it's over 15 losing seasons.
Yeah.
I think
Since
it's 11
now, really.
Yeah. And he just, I don't know. He's the slowest starting quarterback I've ever seen watching football. Might as well just wait inside the locker room and come out at half because in the first quarter he's only throwing. This is 4th year now. Third year?
No, it's 4th, I think. Third
or 4th year. He's only throwing 3 career touchdowns in the first quarter. The dude starts slow, and that just ruins their whole offense.
It's terrible. And then you can't get the run game going. It's terrible.
And then they wind up beating the Bears. Congratulations. Bears suck.
3 games under 18 fantasy points in the quarterback position. That's rough. That's rough right there. Honorable mention Carson Palmer. I know he's been hurt, but he's been horrible. Just honorable mention.
Yeah, you could say that. Because it's sad to see when you get a certain age at quarterback. He was one of the best quarterbacks. I believe the best quarterback in fantasy last year, correct?
No.
Or was it 2 years ago?
No, I mean, he was I think he was
top 3?
Top 5, maybe?
Yeah.
I gotta look.
But dude was still slinging the rock, and then
yeah.
you just hit that age where it just goes to shit.
Okay. Yes, that's the quarterback position. Also, Russell Wilson. I know he's been hurt again, but he hasn't been producing. All right, now a little running back position. I might be a little biased because I drafted this person, but Mark Ingram, my second round pick, 24th best, 24th ranked in fantasy. 3 games under 11 points. That's not going to get the job done. He's not getting the goal line work. He's not catching the ball in the backfield. Granted, he had 2 really nice, really great games back to back, but against 2 defenses, the bottom 10 in the run defense in the league. It was Atlanta and I believe San Diego. So you're supposed to do what you're supposed to do, right? Mark Ingram, again, I think Sean Payton's offense, I don't know what it is, but they don't feature running backs, and he's just been a tough play this year.
The Saints do what I think each week they create a new way not to get Mark Ingram a touchdown. They'll just do whatever. They'll put like they get Kuhn in, and let's just give Kuhn 3 touchdowns.
It's terrible. I can't watch it.
My guy's Eddie Lacy. I know he's hurt now. Now he's on IR. He might come back. But yet again, just a slow start. Pretty much he had that rookie season. That was it.
Yeah, that was it.
He's too fat.
Too big, man.
And Ty Montgomery just showed give him a elusive back in the backfield in Green Bay.
Yeah, dude.
And you can do anything.
Exactly. I feel like they're better. They were better with Starks in the backfield. Montgomery, I mean, granted against the Bears, but I mean, he looked good, catching the ball in the backfield, breaking off some runs. You got Aaron Rodgers back there. To be honest, it don't really matter who you got as running back. You just need someone quick. And Eddie Lacy was just horrible. He's horrible. Like, he might not be in the league next year. I don't know. He's like the really, really, really shitty version of Chris Ivory, and that's not saying much because Chris Ivory is really shitty. So just think about that. All right, now wideouts. Been a ton of great surprises at the wideout position. Kenny Britt, top 20. I love my guy Kenny Britt now, huh? My first receiver, we're doing 2. My first receiver is Allen Robinson. Again, tying into Blake Bortles' inadequacies. Allen Robinson, 36th ranked fantasy receiver. That's just I don't even know the word for it. It's just despicable, right?
That's not what you're looking for. And the talent's there. That's another thing when you talk about Allen Robinson. I love Allen Robinson. I think he's going to turn around and he'll be within. I bet you by the end of the year he'll be within the top 15. But a guy that really can make or break your season, and a guy that was drafted in the top 4 is DeAndre Hopkins. And it ties in to, again, Osweiler's just horrible. Just get the guy the ball. I don't understand. Like, you got Hopkins coming out in October, says he's going to give $1,000 per touchdown to domestic violence, and it looks he hasn't scored once, so he doesn't care.
I mean, keep in mind, Allen Robinson, first round pick, too, as well.
That is true.
So, Allen Robinson, I think only 1 game over 20 points. That's just not going to get it done. Two first round receivers that have been bad. At least Hopkins was giving you something early in the year.
Yeah.
Touchdowns, but I don't know. My next one, tough because for my sake, I hope he has a better second half of the year. And that's Julian Edelman. Some might think not even top 20 receiver. You look at the numbers, not even top 30, not even top 40, the 50th best receiver in fantasy right now. 50th, ranked 50. Could you believe that?
I can right now because just at the injury at the quarterback position and Tom Brady not being there. Tom Brady's been back for 1 week. Let this play out. Let you ride Julian Edelman hard. Like you did. They give you props.
Made the move.
Made the move. Buy extremely low. Yeah. Because he's got tremendous upside.
The thing is, he's not even averaging over 10 fantasy points a game.
Exactly. No one was on that offense besides a flyer that caught a touchdown like Hogan once.
Yeah.
Relax. He's going to get the ball.
I did take a gamble. People do not know I traded Alshon and Frank Gore for McKinnon and Julian Edelman. So we'll see how that plays out this week.
My next person is not only does he make the list because he made a false police report and tried to blame against cops for brutality, which was completely false, but just the main fact that he's an absolute bum, that's Michael Floyd. Yeah. He is droppable in fantasy football. Just not even on a roster.
Yeah.
And he was drafted, I believe it went Larry Fitz.
John Brown,
Michael Floyd,
Larry Fitz.
Oh, so John Brown, Michael Floyd, Larry Fitz, in that order. It was a pick 'em at that position, and he's just an absolute bum. He's not even top 60.
He's like
at wide
getting,
receivers.
he's like getting like 30% reps only. Like he's not on the field.
Garbage.
He's been bad. He's been dropping McGee too. Terrible. Now, finally, I'm gonna go tight end, and again, for me, again, his home is Delaney Walker, 14th best fantasy tight end. Last year he was top 5. You got Jack Doyle or whatever his name is, nipping at his heels to surpass him in fantasy points. He's had like a couple really good games and then just some absolute duds. He almost cost me the game last week. I think he put up a 3.
It's really showed me something last year as well because Kobe Fleener would start over him, and he thought, oh, Allen's going to get some play now. You know
you're talking about Dwayne Allen, which is your phone.
Oh, no. I thought you were talking. I'm sorry. I wasn't listening to something else. But, yeah.
It happens a lot with us.
Yeah, we're losing. I'll go to my guy. It's Eric Ebron. I have no idea why Andy is in love with Eric Ebron. I don't know what happened there. There's got to be a backstory or something because he's still on his team for no reason. He's not even a top 20 tight end right now.
Yeah, and he's hurt now. So.
He is hurt. That is correct. But let me just give you some insight on Eric Ebron. This is so Detroit. He got drafted 10th overall in the draft. After him went Larry Donald to the Rams.
Aaron Donald.
Aaron Donald. Then you had ODB to the Giants.
Wow.
And then you had defensive offensive lineman for Jacksonville, but who's a starter. But anyone's better than Eric Ebron.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they drafted him thinking he's going to be like the next Gates or something. Because I think he had like a basketball background a little bit.
Yeah, but I don't care. You don't put a 10th round pick on a tight end that doesn't play.
Could you imagine Calvin and Odell in the same team?
Can you imagine Odell with their team now? But don't bring up Odell. I think he's a crybaby.
All right. So those were our welfare warriors, the guys that have really been on the streets just struggling, hoping to get some play, huh?
What do you want to go with next, man? I feel like we're moving along pretty well.
Moving along great, We're gonna go to everybody's favorite segment.
Wait, before we go in that a little bit, let's just go right off the cusp, all right? Let's go to the league a little bit. You know what I mean? We're only 22 minutes in. We got to give the guys something.
We got to give them
something. We're gonna go something to chew on. Let's go to league standings. Let's break down Hefe de Medellin division. All right, Wasim is still 6-0. All right.
Yeah.
Leith is at 3-3, currently in the playoffs at the 6th position.
But the thing is, Leith's not feeling too good about his team right now.
Oh, absolutely not. You have Steuben and Channel. Steuben's done for the year. Let's just write him off. Can Channel make a push?
He's gonna beat me this week, I think.
You make a push at
and
Leith?
his team's on the rise compared to Leith's team with Le'Veon coming back and then with Devontae Freeman playing better. Stafford's a top 5 fantasy quarterback. I think he's at Stafford, right?
He's got Breeze.
He's got Breeze, my bad. Breeze, top 5 fantasy quarterback, but he is playing at Kansas City this week. He does not, I think, on average, on away games, he's only putting up like 16 fantasy points.
Okay. Now, so you think, let's just say, I think Wasim's going to run away with that division.
Yeah, he's already got a 3-game lead. I just don't see anybody challenge him anymore.
Wasim's also had the least points scored against him at 684.
When things are going right, things are going right.
Oh, absolutely. All right, let's go to Taco Island.
Nice.
We got a little Ryan's in first at 4-2.
Let's just break down the Ryan team a little bit. It's trending upward. I get it. I don't know the Jamal Charles thing, but he played better last week, I believe. And also, like, obviously Brady Gronk, which might be the best combo in the league again. And the thing is, though, Antonio Brown, was he trying? I heard some whispers he's trying to move him. That's a big hit for him. But, I mean, Cooper's been good enough to stabilize that receiving core.
He's got Golden Tate. He's got Coleman still coming back. But the thing that he's got Jamal Charles and Spencer Ware starting both from this week, so that's shit. That should be interesting. How about this surprise? Ranked 5th right now is McCarthy.
The biggest surprise in the league. Maybe him and Gallagher.
McCarthy. Coming in, you know what? Shout out to him, man, because he's turning around.
Yeah.
Last year he was taking a lot of heat for coming to the league, just
bad,
playing like dog shit.
But one thing I will say about him, he's playing that wide receiver carousel, and he's been pretty much on point with a lot of his starts. You know, he's been starting Sterling Shepard, he's been starting Will Fuller, he's been starting Jordan Matthews. He just got John Brown, who's looking better. Greg Olson's the best fantasy tight end in the league, and not even close. I think by close to 30 points. Isaiah Coel
And he's still got the best running back.
And you know what? You got to give him credit for drafting David Johnson. I mean, I get it. That was maybe a no-brainer, but he could have tried to get cute with that and maybe picked a quarterback. He took David Johnson, and David Johnson's been money. And Russell Wilson has not been good, and he's still 4-2. So,
do you think you could make a push for that last playoff position?
I don't know. I feel like McCarthy's not scoring a lot. In terms, I think he's been scoring. He's been steady, and because he's been so steady, he's been winning. But I don't think he's had that really big blow up game. So we'll see if that comes back to haunt him.
All right, Andy's.
Let's just talk Andy and my team. I think Andy right now is not feeling too good about his team. They're both at 2 and 4.
Injuries prone.
He dropped a 63-pointer last week, which is not too good. Not too good.
We'll talk about that later.
I think me and him both are in a similar situation where we're kind of just throwing darts at the board and hoping one sticks. You got to give him credit this week, starting Ty Montgomery. Give him a 22. That's big. That's big start. Jordan, on the same end, Jordan Howard gives me a 2. So, I mean, it's looking like I'm probably going to be 2 and 5. Maybe Andy's got a shot at 3 and 4, which is huge.
All right, now let's break down the Battle of Jerusalem 2.0.
Yes, and I mean, you got to give credit to Gallagher. Now, LaShawn McCoy hurts him. McCoy's top 3 fantasy running back. That hurts him. How is he going to bounce back from that? Again, he's not really getting a lot of production from Marshall and Robinson. Geno Smith is now at the helm under center. He looked decent. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with Marshall. CJ's been getting splitting carries. I think Gallagher's team's struggling right now, and I think he could be poised for a losing streak coming up.
That's hope. Then you got my team. Andy Dalton versus Cleveland is going to be a little juicy matchup, but I don't know, man. I got to hitch the old wagons to Andy Dalton again. So we'll see, man. 3rd year's a charm.
You know, you think you learn your lesson.
Who else would you have at quarterback? The dude's a top 10 quarterback.
Play quarterback by command. I mean, we'll see. I mean, you got to play matchups, and he's going to kill Cleveland. But when it comes down to it, when you really need Andy Dalton, he's never there.
Okay.
Just to let you know. And then again, Jordy Nelson. I mean, Julio and Mike Evans are stable enough and are great enough to kind of wipe out Jordy's troubles. And you think Jordy's going to pick it up because he will. But that's been hurting you a little bit. No, I'm not going to lie.
Might start Gillespie this week, too.
Yeah.
Gio.
Let's talk about Waldo's not feeling too good about his team. He's probably looking like he's going to lose this week because he started Elshon and Brian Hoyer. I think they got him a combined like 14. So Waldo's staring down at 2 and 5 starting right now. And I think he's only scored. He's not even broke 700 points yet, so he's not scoring.
Why would he start Hoyer over Bortles?
I don't know. I don't get that, but that's
And
not for me
Oakland.
to decide.
Okay.
Now Lewis, I think
Yes,
I think Lewis is probably the team with probably the best team with the worst record, even though he's 1 and 5. Stafford top 5 quarterback, Ty top 5 receiver. Alan Hearns though, where have you been, buddy? Like he's had a tear again, just time in the Bortles. Forte's been bad.
He's not even getting the touches anymore.
He's not even getting the touches, man. So it's going to be interesting to see what he does with that. I know AP's been hurt. Latavius has been hurt. So he's been dealing with a lot of injuries, him and also Andy. So I think when it's all said and done, I like Randy. I like Simo. I like Ryan to be division winners. I think Gallagher. I like Channel in the playoffs this year. And then I also like possibly Lath.
Or McCarthy. Okay,
All
so
right.
it's gonna be interesting down the stretch. I just want to throw it out there because we have been talking about divisions.
Yeah.
We're already week 7. The playoff picture is getting there.
Yeah. Now let's go into everybody's favorite segment, which is my segment, and there's no coincidence, right?
Go ahead. I need a water.
And we're talking a little pop-off, drop-off. I just mentioned them right now, but I kind of like Alan Hearns this week in a juicy matchup against the worst pass defense in the league, the Oakland Raiders. Alan Hearns has not gotten over 13 points all year in a game. I think he has like one of those games where he catches like a 70-yarder for a touchdown. I think he gets into it. He might have 2 touchdowns. That's bold. But I like Alan Hearns this week, putting up a 25 at least. Again, so basically doubling his weekly average. So that's big for Lewis because he needs Alan Hearns to step up. Now, my drop off this week, wishful thinking on my part. I think it's a little Le'Veon Bell. Le'Veon, since coming back, has been putting up steady 18, 20s, 22s. He plays New England. And one thing you will say about Bill Belichick, he designs a game plan to shut down the best player. And usually that game plan would be against Antonio Brown.
Yeah.
But I think with Landry Jones at the helm, Antonio Brown is not as serious of a threat. And so I think Bill Belichick designs his game plan to stop Le'Veon Bell. And I think Le'Veon goes for under a 12 this week. And also, New England's top 10 in terms of fantasy points allowed to running backs is a good thing. Like the least amount of points allowed to running backs in fantasy this year. And so a good thing, their run defense is pretty good. So that's a little pop-off, drop-off. A little mild version, right? I'm battling a cold. And so
I think it's going around right now. Everyone's battling something.
not as spicy as and animated as my pop-off, drop-off usually is. Whew. Now, probably the most controversial, probably the most entertaining, and probably the most talked about segment in the Fantasy Lounge. And y'all know what I'm talking about. I'm talking a little Commissioner's Corner. And I think this corner has been 3 weeks in the making.
Oh, don't build it up too much.
And so we're interested to see who's in the corner this week, Commish.
Well, first off, let's give a shout out. Craig, I think I drew in a little bet action. People are talking between, we had Lewis and Wasim talking about little bets, and I just threw out, hey, how about lunch for the boys? You know what I mean? And we get a little Taco Sundays coming at us at the new place at
92nd Nashville.
92nd Nashville. And we get some tacos with 270 inches, rolling, dual TVs, red zone. Let's go. But besides that, let's go. We got a little shout outs. A lot of things have happened the last 3 weeks. First off, we want to say congrats to Andy. I turned 27 on Thursday. 27. That's almost as many points as he scored last week as 63. Andy's on a fat 4-game losing streak. This is you know what he calls himself, the spot start king.
Yeah.
4 games. Dude's struggling. It's weird concerning that Andy's team's been going like this ultimate dumpster fire right as McCarthy's is rising. It's almost like Space Jam 2.0 Fantasy Football League Edition. You know, we were at the same place at the same time this started happening. They must have grabbed the beer at the same time. Powers changed. You know what I'm saying? Andy's struggling.
He is.
We're going to keep it short, but the main thing is, honestly, with the election looming, the Hispanics in this league members have been struggling.
Yeah.
They're combined 1-7 in the last 4 weeks. It's almost like Trump built a wall around the W and won't let Lewis and Andy in.
Yeah.
So I want to keep it short. Late's struggling. A lot of guys are struggling. Let's hope Wasim finally loses. But the main thing is we're back. We're at a new location. Want to keep it short. We're under 33 minutes.
Under 33. We're doing
Kane's
good.
acting perfect. We're getting the boys back together this Sunday. Lewis might make an appearance. Dave might pay his money. Everything is coming in full circle here.
Don't hold your breath on either of those. But I will say this. I saw Lewis last week. He made an appearance at a social gathering, so I got hope for Lewis coming out a little bit more.
The main thing is going to be back.
It is. It feels right?
Yeah.
It feels right.
That's about it.
That's about it. And remember, always check out the Sold Out Touchdown League Twitter handle. I think we do a good job at keeping things light and bringing
Always
jokes.
check us out on Twitter. The memes have been just flying off the hook.
Been some great memes, some great gifts that the people
Absolutely.
enjoy. And remember, it's never too late to come relax in the lounge. Take care, y'all.
Good night, Louie.